Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Danny Cruz, aka Mike Van Velzen here. I wanted to create this video to kind of go over this past week. One of those things, and it's really unfortunate. There was myself and a few others who were able to connect with Pierre, and then there was a large group meeting after that. That was with about, around 90 panelists and about 1,200 followers in that video. And it's unfortunate I couldn't take any additional details for proof, because I like to show proof as much as I can. But unfortunately, in politics, sometimes things are just kept restricted for, personal reasons, I guess, or political reasons. And, I was trying to take even some screenshots during of it. And even when I tried sharing it onto Facebook, it was totally restricted and I couldn't do nothing about that. So it is unfortunate, and I do apologize in regards to not being able to share additional info. But intelligence-wise, what I can say and share is that I do know that he needs help. There's so many vipers right now in Canada, and for the people, what's important is unity, unification. Too often there's shadow players, shadow games, shadow governments, right? This is your black hats, white hats. It's here in Canada. There's a deep state in Canada as well. Okay, I'm gonna touch a little bit more on deep state and, like, say, white hats, for example, here in this video. But what I want to get to is the fact that it's time to really deliver and talk about truth and come together and create that National Assembly for humanity. Okay, we've seen movements. Movements are a great aspect in the political realm of things, right? It's about voicing your concerns, your thoughts, your views, right? That is every person's right to do that. It's unfortunate that a lot of movements use that and they turn it against people on an emotional charge, and the movements really don't get anywhere. And where things really need to start being brought to light is we got to stop the same song political dance verses that come around even at election times, right? Because once an election, and I'm going to start here actually, once an election is done, right, and you have your premiers for your provinces that are now set in place for 4 years, or MPs and other upper echelon political figures, that work its way up to the prime minister, who are elected by the public, is the fact it's the same song and dance, right? What do we hear? It's always about health or education, taxes, that sort of thing. But there's no real talk about the true aspects that are outlined for humanity, whether it's at a national level or even a global level. So, the covenants and the constitutions that we have here towards every province and across Canada, the federal level, is what really needs to be administered. That's something that I very well understand, and I know the language very, very well. And it's time to start bringing that to light. So, and with what we see going on with American politics, right, here in Canada, same thing. What's happening there is happening here, and supreme changes need to be made. And it's with us that we can do this collectively together and help administer those changes. If you're just going to sit on the couch, and if we're just going to sit and, be on Facebook and just talk about things, nothing still gets done, and people will still work their way and hold some kind of gripping power onto us. And that's one of the objectives that, you know, politicians, like I said, once they secure their position, they're going to spend the next 4 years selling themselves so they can get reelected on the same song and dance. Now, we are going to change all that. It has to be changed because everything is stagnant, right? Now, as I just mentioned about American politics, they need our help and we need their help, right? We're brothers and sisters. Yes, there's a border that divides us, but really, we're all combined together, right? We're all the same in that aspect. And so what can we do to change things? Well, again, it's start looking at ourselves, and it's about us being proactive and start learning and professing what you know internally, right? We have not only just fundamental rights and freedoms, but it's the natural law of us that's inside. We know the difference between right and wrong. And we need to make those changes accordingly so that way those true fundamentals stay protected, okay? So I'll leave that at that because I don't want to create a video that's just surrounding so much of politics, because there's so many more things that I do want to talk about. Now, the next part for Canadians to really understand is what's happening today, okay? There's a lot of stuff, and I'm going to say nonsense news. And the way it's being projected and discussed and talked about is more fear-mongering and twisted words being used in not the correct manner. Okay, what is happening? And I know that, and I've been well informed because I do talk to people, because it's already happening in the U.S. And my information, I speak with people who are in, you know, the military, right? And they're in higher levels of intelligence within the military. Okay, now what's happening in the U.S., and you're going to see it already, it's probably happening in Manitoba, or it's going to happen in Ontario or in the Maritime provinces and the Prairie provinces and the West Coast, BC, is grocery stores, right? Okay, so I'll use Walmart, for example. You might see them start, you know, putting tape across foods and this and that. Don't lose your shit, is what I'm saying. Don't go and create negative polar charges. Oh, they're gonna starve us to death and they're gonna do this and blah, blah, blah. No, people who profess that, tell them to shut their face because they don't know what's going on. Okay, people like myself do. And this is what's going on, is the military, okay, this is a devised plan that's already been done with the White Hats. They've already got insurgencies and backup plans for what the deep state, and you really need to differentiate the difference between what the deep state is, what they do, and White Hats. Okay? Now, the White Hats have a plan, and they're putting that plan in place. And it's already in place. So when you see food strips or, you know, things that are happening in Walmart, because I know it's happening in Texas for sure already. But what is going to happen is this. You see, the food you are consuming, that I'm consuming, is not healthy food. And I know this because if you go and research in the lowest laws about the food, you will see the most healthiest foods like turmeric, okay, ginger, all that stuff, broccoli. That food is soaked in hydrochloric acid. So it reduces its healthy effects by a minimum of 60%. Okay, that's fact. That's in the lowest laws. So there's no disputing. So what is going to happen is this. They're going to be coming in, okay, and now I sent out some images here in the Sturgeon area about, you know, having 3 days of food as a minimum for, you know, they're calling them 3-day home kits or food home kits, right? In terms of blankets and food to be stocked up on. So yes, please go do that. You know, don't create, just do it nonchalantly, right? Just be like you're doing your regular shopping day. but definitely you want to start doing that, because what is going to happen is they are going to probably shut down, and I really hope that they don't, but there is a plan in place where they're going to remove all that food and it's going to be replaced, okay, with pure, healthy, 100% full vitamin and all our food products. And that's what's going to happen. It's and then we have with the big fight in terms of, the way Jasara is going to play out. So even with stores like Walmart, for example, you're starting to see what's essential, non-essential. It's the operation of that is working the opposite. That's where the deep state is going and saying, oh, we're going to deem this. And the store owners, okay, it's not the people that work in the stores, it's the owners, okay, and the bankers and all that. They're operating at the opposite scale of everything. They're trying to say that food and clothing is deemed non-essential, and so that when you go to purchase, you got to pay a tax. Now, in the federal legislations of Jasara, there is no taxes on food and clothing on essential products, okay? There's going to be a 14% flat tax on non-essential. That's it. So yeah, buying toys and all that, you're going to pay a tax. But if you're going into the store to buy bread and milk or, whatever for your food, for food consumption, there's no tax. And same with fuel, right? So the people who are fear-mongering and spreading nonsense news, you just got to tell them and just not have with it, because it's not true. Right? And then there's all these other pictures that are coming out with a liberal saying, within the Democratic Party about this, that. Again, that's a smoke and mirror show. That's the liberals providing fear-mongering to you. These people want to control you. They want you sick. They want you to die, because it's all about making that dollar off of you. Jasara does not allow that to happen. And the medical mafia, the medical industry is going to die. It's going to happen. You're going to become prosperous in many different ways, right? Including the taxes, okay? I've already seen the capital gains taxes, even in the realty industry, where it's gone from 25%, and I believe it's dropping down to about 20, or it might even go as low as 15%. So your capital gains, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars going back in your pocket when you sell a home. So now moving forward, even with the QFS, XRP, wow, making big breaks. But I've been watching this for a little while, and just over the last 10 months, I've been professing lots about XRP. Now, I'm gonna warn everyone right now who's a Bitcoin holder. You better be very careful at this point in time and get out. Because Bitcoin wants to be centralized, which is cabal. Okay, that's a central banking system. And so Bitcoin, and what I know, and it's just around the corner, it's a matter of days, or it could be a matter of a few weeks, but it's going to happen. They're going to crash, okay? That's part of the cabal, like I just said, and has to do with China and creating that centralized system coming from somewhere, and that's why I said China, okay? And also other areas of the world where the deep state is trying to operate out of. And XRP is the new QFS system. And XRP is going to be the new. And people that say, oh, cashless society, blah, blah, blah. Again, that's misinformation. It's disinfo. Look already, you're already using bank cards that have, a maximum $100 chip in it, right? You're doing the tap, you're using bank cards. A lot of you are not carrying cash in hand anymore. I myself, and I'm not going to deny it, I, just like the older generation before us, right? People that are in their late 50s, 60s, 70s, we like to have and hold cash in our hands, right? It feels good because it's that type of reward for the work that you've done. But being a cashless society is not a bad thing, okay? And with XRP paying out over 100 or 1,000 to 1, right? You are going to become very financially secure. And there's nothing to fear. It's not the mark of the beast, right? Donald Trump, he's helping. There's other people, right? There's Charlie Ward, right? These are people that are behind XRP. So if you love Trump and you support Trump, just like I do, then XRP is the way to go, because that will be the new currency, right? It is the new wave of the future. I watched XRP just beat PayPal to the punch a couple months ago, or a few months ago, in terms of handling cross-border payments, right? And then there's other big key factors in the legislation where even AG Barr gave the green light for XRP to go. Because if America didn't act on that, they would be last in line and XRP would not float, and it would have a harder time to gain its forward momentum. So a lot of positive things, okay? So if you want to research Ripple XRP, I highly recommend you go to Digital Perspectives. Brad Kimes is a great man to follow. I follow him quite extensively. I like to relate myself to him, as he likes showing you the facts, showing you the legislative pieces, whether it's from Canada, because I know in the Canadian legislations, they've already got it implemented, right? It's in the Banking Act. There's new amendments made. There's all new sorts of changes, and talks about XRP and currency changes, just like in the US, right? And it's happening globally. It's happening in the UK, India, right? Australia, they got a little bit of a stronghold. There's a court case there. I believe they settled, and XRP, instead of going with PayID, they changed their name up a little bit. But it's not going to stop them, and they're moving forward beautifully. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick just to kind of set the record straight with a few things, because I'm not having it anymore. I'm tired of people sharing fear-mongering things, because it doesn't work with me. Nope, not one bit. I don't wear the mask, right? COVID-19 is the covert operation. I'm going to remind everyone again, everything you've learned, if you've been following Q drops, if you've been following some of the people that are connected about Q, these are individuals who are also professing the real facts. Okay, you got to learn to discern the reality and the illusion that's been created upon you. It's time, that crust that's building around that pineal gland, it's time to break that free. Okay? You got to start using this more. Okay? We need your help. I need your help too. I enjoy helping everyone and do everything that I can. But it also has to be with you too, right? We have to take the truth, right? The Q drops. If you're not familiar with the Q drops, go into qanon.pub, right? Start reading the first 200 posts. That goes back to when they first started posting back in 2017. I believe it was October. Get familiar with that stuff. This is everything that's going there. And then as you keep reading those posts, you're going to start seeing the reality, okay? People are like, even on for December 21st, the Great Flash. No, it's not happening on December 21st this year. No, because if you follow the Q maps, okay, that all happens in December of 23 and ends in the year 24, which would be around January. That's the Great Solar Flash. That's your Great Awakening, okay? And when we talk, and I'm just going to talk a little bit real quick about extraterrestrials here, because there's a lot of evidence that I've seen where it's going to be coming forward. And on my page, I've shared a few pictures here and that, but there's a lot more documentation, okay? So if you think you're awake, you're really about to be awakened. It's coming. Nothing is going to stop what's coming. We are going to shift into the future where we're supposed to be. And that's also what Operation Warp Speed is about. It's about bringing us to where we're supposed to be, because the illusion of where we are now, what you've grown up to be known and indoctrinated to, is coming to an end. It's all done. So again, I love you all. I thank you all. And, you know, I try to interact with everyone as much as possible, right? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. And it's just, it's time that we start working together and helping make things move forward, because that's what we have to do. We can't sit around and just wait for someone to do something for us, because if you are, nothing is going to happen for you. And that's a fact. So much love again to you all. I'll be back eventually another time soon, maybe doing a video. I'm not interested in doing too many videos. I don't care about getting 1 million likes on Facebook, or, you know, even for YouTube for that matter. I want to help bring peace, and I will help deliver the truth as best I can. All right? Enjoy your day, everyone. Have a great afternoon. I love you all. Peace.